Hello. Before we do the podcast this week, something a little bit different because we have a special prize to give away. Yes, Craig Revel-Horwood, that's not spoilers, he's one of the guests I'm going to tell you in 40 seconds' time, has signed a copy of the Grand Theatre Spotlight magazine. There it is, with signature. So we are giving this away. I had a chat with him ahead of his appearance in Annie. He's along at the Grand in October with the show. So, as I say, we've got the signed copy of the cover star of this copy of the Spotlight magazine to give away. To get yourself in the draw, just drop me an email, studio@themilkbarpodcast.com, with the name of any song from Annie, or you can just put one of the important lines from it, because we know what the songs in Annie are like. You're never quite sure of the title, but it's probably the line that you remember that gets stuck in your head immediately after you've seen the show. That'll be it. You can also put it in a comment under the video on Facebook or in Podbean or wherever you want. There'll be a comment section or a contact section. Just click any of those. You can message me. That'll be fine. And we'll pop you in the draw. Doing that after the show has gone out for a week. So that will be on Friday. So that's Friday this week. The 21st? Something like that. So you can get I'm going to have to check. Hang on a minute. The calendar, the 21st, Friday the 21st of April, 2023 is when we're doing the draw, and we'll stick this in the post to you because we'll sort out getting an address from you and everything. So let me know the name of any song from Annie and get it in the comments or email studio@themilkbarpodcast.com, and I will stick you in the draw, and you could be winning this very copy of the Spotlight magazine from the Grand. On to the show.
Welcome to the Milk Bar. 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 Welcome to the Milk Bar.
Welcome along to episode 721 of the Milk Bar. Jason Forrest here with you as ever. And coming up on the show, as you've already heard, Craig Revel-Horwood joining us for a bit of a chat about Annie, which is at the Grand Theatre in October. We'll be hearing a show that's on this month in April at the Lichfield Garrick as we find out all about Don't Stop Belivin, some amazing feel-good music, anthems from the 80s and 90s. Kriss Kyle will be joining us to let us know about a stunt he completed, courtesy of his friends with Red Bull, which saw him doing his BMX bike riding several thousand feet up in the air. Yes, he's been doing that suspended from a balloon. It sounds horrendous. We'll talk about that in a bit. Also coming up, we're finding out about this year's Lord Bilston Challenge, the biannual event that will be raising funds for Compton Care in memory of Lord Bilston. And on top of that, but also we'll be finding out about some music which will help you sleep. That's on the way on the show this week. From the 10th through to the 14th of October, there is magic happening at Wolverhampton's Grand Theatre. Annie is on stage. Craig Revel-Horwood is going to be Miss Hannigan. How are you, sir?
I'm very, very well. I'm very much looking forward to it.
And it's not quite the glamour we expect from you, but it's still a lavish production?
Well, it is. I think the production is very stylised as well. It's all made of jigsaw pieces. You know, so the pieces of Annie's life sort of all coming together. You know, and it's a wonderful story. And it's still relevant today, you know, and this is an old show, you know, it dates back to the 50s, and so it's wonderful to be able to recreate this character, and I love her. Miss Hannigan is an absolute pleasure to play. She's either drunk or hungover in every scene, which I adore.
So it's a bit of typecasting.
Well, no, it's just a lot of fun. You can stagger around a lot.
It always works. But I mean, the show itself, as you say, though, it is just bringing so much talent to the stage, and the kids are absolutely awesome every time this show's out on the road.
Yeah. There's 3 sets of children, and they do Monday to Wednesday and then the Thursday to Saturday. And 3 teams that keep alternating. And it's really great because what it does is keeps the show really fresh because they bring their own performances to it. And each Annie is all very different. You know,
does that keep you on your toes?
Oh yeah, most definitely. Yeah, because you have to play the character in a completely different way with each Annie. So for me, it's a joy because it keeps it, as I say, fresh and alive.
And the look itself, though, it's not what you are fabulous. You are glamorous. You are all of that 99.9% of the time, except when you're on stage in Annie.
Yeah, well, she is downtrodden. Let's just say that. I mean, I sort of play her more glamorous, I suppose, and a more of a man-hungry woman. than let's say Elaine C. Smith, But for me, I love her character. I just love the fact that she can't bear these children. She wants her life. She wants to get with the man and wants to be taken out, and wants money like everybody. And it's hard times. It's set in 1933, of course, through the Great Depression, and life was tough. And electricity was expensive, exactly like today. Gas was expensive, it was all of those things. So it will resonate with a lot of people nowadays, that are having to live on the breadline or in poverty, and no one should be. But certainly the show's not about that. It's about love. It's just set in amongst that hardship, in America, in New York. So for me, playing her is great fun too, because I get to dance, I get to sing, I get to be drunk, I get to drink a lot of pretend gin.
Did you not exchange it for the real thing some nights?
No, I don't think I could do it. I couldn't. I'd be all over the place.
And with, say, such a big show on tour, heading up and down the country, and you must be having an awesome time visiting all these places, particularly, Strictly's been going for some years now, naturally, but you still will be getting people are there to see you because of Strictly, and that must be a nice honour too.
Well, it's fantastic. It's given me a platform on which to stand. I was in musical theatre since I was 17, and my first job was West Side Story, and then I went on to do other musicals like Cats, the musical, Miss Saigon, Crazy View, all in the West End. And I gave that up to become a director-choreographer. And it was 16 years later that I went back out on stage again, but in panto. So that got me back into the swing a bit. And it was from pantomime that Michael Harrison, who was our producer, said, "Craig, we'd really love you to do Annie." And I said, "Oh, darling, I don't want to direct children and animals. No, that's not for me." He said, "No, we're not going to direct it. We want you to star in it as Miss Hannigan." I went, "Wow."
Because it wasn't your first time in a frock, was it?
Oh, no, not my first time in a frock. The first time really playing a character, in a real character. Normally, pantomime, I could come out of character and be Craig Revel-Horwood on occasion, and you rely heavily on that, breaking the fourth wall. But in Annie, it's very, very different because I am playing her, and that's what I love about it the most.
And you're renowned for being an excellent host as well. That must be difficult when you're on tour, because I've heard talk of some of your Christmas parties during Panto.
Oh, yeah.
But did you get to experience a bit of that when you're on tour as well, a bit of fun?
Yeah, well, we do actually. We always have a company bash. We always have, at least once a month, take everyone out for dinner and stuff like that and have a good time. Because touring is difficult. As much fun as it is going around from place to place and discovering new things about all these wonderful cities, it's hard living out of a suitcase, and it's difficult because we're all away from our families and our friends. And when you're touring the country on weeklies, which we're doing, obviously we've been in Birmingham for 2 weeks, we're doing Manchester 2 weeks, we're doing 2 weeks in Dublin, so there are some respite from that, but it is a hard graft. You really have to look after yourself, and you really got to be on it, But I think the important thing is to try and enjoy it, because that's why we're all in the theatre. We're not doing it for the money as such. But certainly when I was a dancer on 200 quid a week, it was tough going, but I did it because I loved it. And I'm just very glad that I'm able to continue.
Now, the skincare regime as Miss Hannigan, this must be hard work, because it's regular shaving. But
yeah, I need a shave before tonight's show, definitely.
but equally, you haven't got to look too good to be her. She's a tricky one, isn't it?
Yeah,
how do you work that?
Well, I put dark rings around my eyes, darling. Makeup is a wonderful thing. It's great. No, I love getting dressed up. I did a speeded up video of myself getting ready that I shared on Instagram, which was great fun, because I've only just got onto Insta. I'm a bit slow off the mark, darling, with all of that. So I've just gone to that, and I've had a wonderful time, showing people what it's like backstage and stuff. and how much effort it really takes to actually get ready. I have to wear these nails, obviously.
They suit you, though.
Yeah, I know they're a bit much for daytime, though, aren't they? They'll be on for a while. So yeah, it's a lot of preparation, but it's stuff that I enjoy. And as I said, the company are just totally and thoroughly gorgeous to work with.
Right, it's going to be an absolutely amazing show. Wolverhampton's Grand Theatre from the 10th through to the 14th of October. Now, the important thing is Craig's a bit busy with Strictly on the Saturday night.
Just a bit.
So you'll be there Monday through Friday.
Absolutely.
01902 429212 is the box office number. grandtheatre.co.uk to get your tickets. Make sure you get in there early and have a wonderful time experiencing Annie on stage. Craig, break a leg, have a great time with it, but don't break a nail.
No, I don't want to do that, darling. They're very expensive.
On Saturday, the 29th of April, Don't Stop Belivin is the Lichfield Garrick. Nate Barr is part of the team who bring the show to life and joins me now to tell me more. Hello, sir.
Hello, so how are you doing?
I'm coping, and you have got an amazing show to just put a smile on people's faces and a song in their heart.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's a fantastic show. It's called Don't Stop Belivin. It's coming to the Lichfield Garrick Saturday. It's at the end of the month, 29th. Yeah, really looking forward to it. It's really, really great show. Yeah, if I do say so myself.
So tell us about your role in the show.
Okay, yeah. So I'm the drummer, and I'm also the musical director. So I put it all together on behalf, for entertainers who come to the Lichfield Garrick all the time with other shows like Magic and Motown, Fast Love, Lost in Music. But Don't Stop Beliving is the high energy show. It's an ultimate end of the night anthems show.
Yeah, well, you've got the hits of Bryan Adams, Blondie, Cher. You've got Bon Jovi, Kate Bush, Starship. All these tracks, which were the anthems of the 80s into the 90s.
Absolutely, and yeah, I don't remember them firsthand time around, but my heritage goes right back in. I was brought up on this kind of stuff.
Well, I'm afraid to say I do remember most of these the first time around, and they were absolutely rocking then. And having seen some clips of what you guys do in the show, it really is bringing the essence of all these tracks to the stage. And you're not doing it as impersonators, but you're doing it as entertainers.
Absolutely.
What else can people expect? I mean, obviously some amazing songs, but your audience must be on their feet pretty much the whole show.
Like I say, it's hit after hit after hit. We just don't stop. Once we start going, everyone's up on their feet. It'll be a pumping night. Like I say, one hit after another. Just keep it rolling.
And hugely talented performers. I mean, give us the rest of the lineup. Who have we got on stage?
We've got Kirk. He's a great keyboard player. He plays with a lot of tribute bands around the country. We've got Dave Miles on guitar. Again, he's been around the block a fair few times. And we've got Michael Steens, who actually plays bass for the Kinks currently. A fantastic player and brings the much needed experience to the group. And then we've got 4 cast members at the front. Each one of them have been in the West End on leading shows. They're a great bunch of people and great singers too. Great all-round entertainers.
And all of this is about saying, let's have a great night. Let's go out there and absolutely rock. Have you got a favourite song in the show? Is it the title of the show?
Oh my gosh, that is a very difficult question. My favourite song by far, it's got to be in the first set. It's either one or two songs, and it gets both the crowd out. It's either The Final Countdown or We Built This City. Fantastic songs. I'm probably going to have to go with We Built This City.
Absolutely classic track. And of course, you won't be doing the sausage roll version of that, will you? You're doing the original.
No, we won't. The normal version.
That's the way we like it. It's going to be an absolutely brilliant show. So it is Saturday, the 29th of April. It's a 7:30 start in the main auditorium at the Lichfield Garrick. 01543 41212 on the box office number. lichfieldgarrick.com to nip online to get your tickets. But make the most of an amazing show. It is Don't Stop Belivin, and it's going to be bringing those anthems to life. The end of the night anthem show over at the Garrick. Nate, lovely speaking to you. Have a great time drumming away on stage, and we look forward to seeing the show soon.
Thank you so much for having me. We look forward to the show, and we'll see everybody there on Saturday, 29th of April, for Don't Stop Belivin. Thank you so much. Thanks for your time. Thank you.
Once again, there's a bit of a challenge in the offing for Brendon Tuner and his mates because it is the return of the biannual Lord Bilston Challenge. Brendon is here to tell me more about what's going on as they raise funds for Compton Care. Hello, sir.
Hello there, Jace.
How's it going?
Very good, mate. Very good.
Good stuff. Right, another 24 months in the planning. What's happening and how is the craziness taking place this year?
Well, we are just getting going tomorrow with the launch of this year's challenge. And I've been doing some reconnaissance over the last few months. Mm-hmm. We're going to be up in the Lake District
Nice.
for this year's challenge. We've got the small task of the number 1 and number 6 rated cycling climbs in England.
Right.
As the first part of the challenge. And then we've got a climb, walking, hiking up Scafell Pike.
Yeah.
Straight after. And then we're on to Lake Windermere for a 11-mile paddleboard, either up or down the lake, depending on weather conditions on the day. We'll be advised on that one.
You are absolutely mad.
Well, that's just day 1. So,
And-
so that's day 1, and then on day 2 we'll be cycling back from the Lake District back to Wolverhampton.
At least that's downhill. That is how it works, isn't it? But
In theory, that's what I keep telling the lads.
they may believe you sooner or later. But no, an amazing challenge. That sounds absolutely awesome. And I know we'll be able to follow all of this on the socials as well. There'll be a great team involved in all of it. So let's name check who's getting involved this year.
So we've got Ian Shorthouse, Chris Wright, Simon Logan, Sean Gregory, Tom Dews, Richard Whitehouse, Jamie Wright, Michael Quick, Mark Hughes, Stuart Banbury, Dave Walters, Adam Woodall, Adam Smith, Tom Adams, Andy Tiernan, Jamie Howe, Raj Brieg, Louise Lewis, which is our first girl participant, which is fantastic. Paul Fothergill, myself, I've got Dave Brown, Rich Leo, Sean Delaney, Mark Westwood, Matt Dickin, Rich Dews, Chris Lake, Steve Dickin, Phil Dickin, Gary Ruby, Peter Stokes, Jay Crew, Dave Percival, John Garvey, Mike House, Jay Morgan, and last but not least, Mark Chambers.
Yeah, because I was going to say as you were halfway through the list, I'm not spotting many female names there. You have one. Now, is it because most of the women you know are not insane enough to do this?
Well, I'm not sure about that, mate, but this is the first request I've had for one of the girls to do it. So obviously, you know, she's putting in the effort just as everyone else is. So,
Absolutely.
you know, she's quite welcome.
This is equal opportunity madness. Anybody can take part.
Absolutely. Yes. So we've got quite a team now. That team is a mixture of participants who are doing the challenge and also a support team. So we've got a really competent now support team. You know, based on the last 4 challenges we've done, we've got a good team around us as well to support us through, you know, each kind of certain section of the challenge. So yeah, it's we couldn't do it without the support team, mate. So you know, they're really important.
It's
along the way.
vitally important. Obviously, the effort that you guys go to, and so much gets put into this, and it's absolutely brilliant that you keep doing this. Compton Care, I know, really appreciates all the work that you do for them, and obviously comptoncare.org.uk to find out about everything that's happening there. But importantly, you need sponsorship at this point, don't you?
We certainly do, mate. We certainly do. We this will be 10 years in 2014. In 2024, when we get to 2024, and we've raised since 2014 when we started, we've raised 121,000. So we're going to try and hit the 150,000 mark with this one. So we're trying to raise 30,000 if possible. So that's our challenge, additional challenge.
Well, the amount of work that you're putting into it, you certainly deserve that. So that would be good to see. And as I say, all in memory of your late dad.
It certainly is, mate. Yes. I mean, you know, from a personal point of view, you know, Compton Care were, you know, a godsend really for my family when my dad was ill in 2014, and. You know, I can't speak highly enough of the staff and the services that they provide. And obviously that's the reason why, you know, we started the Lord Bilston Big Challenge. And that's the reason why we're continuing on to try and raise funds for this charity. And, you know, luckily for me, I've got, you know, a great, fantastic team of friends, people who I've met along the way, people who I work with, who are all supportive of what we're doing. And want to jump on board and help out, you know. So it's amazing, really, you know. It's a very emotional kind of roller coaster along the way. And I hope we can carry on, you know, just carry on raising funds for this fantastic charity in Wolverhampton.
Yeah, they do a huge amount of work, and it's not just the palliative care and everything that comes with end of life. It is all about living life as well, and they allow people to do that for as long as possible and make it as comfortable as possible and do some absolutely awesome stuff in the community. That's why once Compton Care is part of your family, because they've been involved, you're there and you're supporting them. I know that the number of events they've got coming up over the next few months that anybody else can sign up for, with the likes of the memory walk that I'm going to be at later on in the year, and then of course we've got the Round the Wrekin bike ride as well. There's all sorts of things taking place. Do check out their website. Meanwhile, though, we do want people to be putting cash towards the pot that you are helping to raise funds with the Lord Bilston Big Challenge this time round. So what are all the details?
Well, we've got a Just Giving page that we've set up for the team, and that is www.justgiving.com team/Lord Bilston 23. So that's our Just Giving page, and then we've also got a Facebook page which is facebook.com/Lord Bilston with capitals at the start of Lord and the capital at the start of Bilston, but it's all one word.
Okay.
So we've got a couple of ways that people can kind of access the information and see what we're doing. And we're going to obviously be, putting some various feeds on Facebook over the next 16 weeks, which is what we've got until the date that we go. So we'll be trying to keep everybody updated. But yeah, I mean, a small amount is a big help. It contributes to the total. So if people can just put their hand in the pockets and just put £1 or £2, whatever they can afford, it's a massive help to this charity.
It'll all add up to make a massive difference, and it'll help to get towards that grand total that you're aiming towards of just over £30,000 this time, to bring it up to £150,000 for the Lord Bilston Big Challenge. Your dad would be proud of you, wouldn't he?
I think he would, mate. That's another reason why we try to keep people's memory alive, and you like to do good things for good people, and I think that's what we're trying to do.
No, brilliant work. Keep up that good work. Check it all out, Lord Bilston, on the Facebook pages, and just the Lord Bilston Challenge. And make sure you nip along to Just Giving and give a bit if you can. Brendon Tuner, as ever, good to speak to you. Thank you for joining us, and we'll catch up between now and then and get a few totals and find out how you're getting on dusting off the lycra. Okay.
Lovely. Thank you. Thank you, Jace. Absolutely.
Now, the world's first floating skateboard park has been used by BMX legend Kriss Kyle, who joins me now. Hello, sir.
Hi there, how you doing?
I'm okay, but I cannot believe some of the stunts you get up to. And when I was told we were going to get a chance to have a chat, they basically described to me, and correct me if I'm wrong, a platform suspended from a balloon 2,000 feet in the air. Does that sound right?
Yeah, that's about right. Yeah, honestly, you've said it. We built a skate park. We hung it underneath a hot air balloon, and we flew it up over 2,000 feet in the sky. And I got my BMX out, and I was riding it and doing tricks and flips and spins and all sorts of stuff. So yeah, it's been a good one.
I'm hoping you had a parachute in case of emergencies.
Yeah, I actually did. Yeah, this has been the craziest project as well. So many factors came into this one, but yeah, I had to ride with a parachute on. But the parachute actually weighed more than 10% of my own body weight, so it was heavy. And to try and get used to that, it was a job in itself. It was I had to physically train for this one, and usually I don't train for stuff like this because I think time on the bike's more important. But this one, I had to hit the gym, I had to hit the weights. Even when I was walking my dogs, I had to wear like a weighted vest when I was out with the dogs, so to try and strengthen my legs up to get used to that weight of the parachute on me. But it all helped and it all worked.
Well, it's absolutely amazing, and the fact that you've been working with Red Bull on this, and they've got some brilliant ideas, and they love working with sports people to give just a bit of inspiration. And this is just one of the craziest stunts we've heard of. But when it comes to it as well, I mean, the oxygen must have been a bit thin up there as well.
Yeah, I said I didn't even really think much of it, but I said it to the lads. I was getting way more tired out and stuff, and they're like, "Yeah, it's probably to do with altitude that you're at, And it was high up there, and I know the project's called Don't Look Down, but the first thing I remember doing when I got in there was over to the edge. I looked over and my stomach just flipped. I was like, oh my God, we're high up here. And if you fall over the side, you better hope that parachute goes off.
Absolutely, and with the fact you're higher up, I mean, gravity will have been a little bit lighter, not much, probably imperceptible. But how did it feel though, doing what you did, flying through the air?
It was honestly surreal. You know, I get to do these incredible projects, but this one for me, I remember I just took it in when I first got on it, and I remember looking around and seeing my friends in the helicopters. We had 2 helicopters filming it as well. And it was just a surreal moment. I remember just standing taking it in thinking, this is crazy. How is my BMX taking me here? You know, like all this for riding this bike. I was like, this is a once in a lifetime opportunity. And the sheer buzz that I felt through it was incredible. I can't believe that, it's taken me to these heights, you know, and this is what I'm doing now.
Well, I mean, it's absolutely amazing. Yeah, so impressed with the fact that you've been part of this project, and we can actually see all of this footage online now, can't we?
Yeah, you can now. Yeah, so if you head over to Red Bull's YouTube, so Red Bull Bike YouTube, and you'll see it there. It's called Don't Look Down, and I'm Kriss Kyle, so you'll see it all there. And I hope you enjoy it, because we had so much fun making this one, and it's been one hell of a ride.
How long did it take you to actually get up to the heights before you could even do the stunts?
Actually, pretty quick. Honestly, we seemed to just literally blast right up there. Because the flight time we had, so the bowl weighs 1.7 tons, so that's a big bit of kit. Also, the hot air balloon was 43 meters high, so it's the biggest hot air balloon in the UK. So we got up there pretty quick with that, but the only thing was, because it's so big, it uses so much fuel, and so I think our flight was like 45 minutes we had, and I had 30 minutes to literally get all the tricks done that I wanted to get done. So there was a lot of stress on this one, and a lot of just get down there and just get sunk into it, you know. But thankfully everything worked out that I wanted to do, and I couldn't be any more happy with what we got done.
And what on earth can you do to top this? I think this has to be the pinnacle of absolutely crazy things to do in your career.
Well, that's the thing, like, you're always thinking what's next. I mean, you finish one, but you're already thinking about the next one, and it's like a ladder. You're always kind of trying to better it. So onwards and upwards. I'm already working on the next one as we speak, and it's going to be a big one. I just say keep your eyes peeled. I can't say too much about it, but it's going to be a mountain bike video, the next one. But like I say, this is honestly the dream come true. I cannot believe that this is what I get to do, you know, as a job, really. Like, this is honestly, like, I get to dream up these insane ideas and turn them into reality.
Oh, absolutely fantastic. Just at the age of 31, he's doing this mad crazy stuff. Who knows what the future holds? Give us all the details first of all, where we find you on the socials.
Yeah, so my name is Kriss Kyle. It's KRISSKYLE, and check out the full film over at Red Bull Bike's YouTube channel, and it's called Don't Look Down.
Check it out and see the crazy things. I'm not even sure I can stomach watching it now. I'll give it a go, because I want to see you doing this in action. But 2,000 feet in the air, that is probably an absolute first. It can't have been done before, can it?
No, well, that's the thing. No one's ever done anything like this, and that's the thing with these projects. I'm always looking, what's no one done before? What would I like to see someone do? And I thought about this one, and I actually thought about this project the start of lockdown. So this has been like almost 3 years in the making, this one. But I thought, I'm usually so busy traveling the world, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to use this downtime to think of like an insane project while I was at home, and I thought about this. So and here we are. We done it.
Amazing, inspirational, and just that absolutely little bit mad. Kriss Kyle, thank you for joining us.
Cheers, Jason. Thank you.
Now, if you've been suffering sleepless nights, a Lullaby could be the perfect solution. Tell us more. I'm joined now by Liz Cooper, founder of the British Academy of Sound Therapy, and producer Sillkey, behind a Lullaby that could help you get a good night's sleep. Good afternoon to you both.
Good afternoon.
Hi, Jason.
So first of all, Liz, tell us a bit about the project and the fact that you've got something which is going to sound right to work for, people of all ages?
Well, I think so, yes. I mean, certainly we've had a lot of really good results with the adults as well as the children that have listened to this piece. And so, we were approached by Aldi's baby and toddler brand, Mamia, who wanted to have the ultimate lullaby to get the little ones off to sleep. But research has shown that actually you can get into a little bit of a negative feedback loop when you have newborns, and if you're really anxious about getting your baby to sleep, then the more anxious you get, the more you're going to affect the baby, and then the baby doesn't sleep, and then you get more anxious. So we were really keen to appeal to both adults and children with this piece.
Now, the perfect lullaby should apparently be 50 beats per minute, so a nice slow tune, and it doesn't actually need any vocals either.
Well, that was it. Yes, absolutely. I mean, we don't want to take away the importance of being with your child, singing to them. I mean, that wasn't the approach we wanted to take with this. But, obviously we decided not to put lyrics into this piece because they wouldn't be lyrics. It wouldn't be the voice that the baby was used to. So what we did is to bring the lullaby into the 21st century by using science that supports, how you can use music to affect mind, body, and emotions. So we put lots of what we call sonic vitamins into the piece, which helps to drive the system to a more relaxed state.
And Sillkey, how did you approach this then as a production piece? Because obviously this has got to be right, and we can't have any juxtaposition changes or anything nasty like that. It's all got to be a good chilled vibe.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was a matter of approaching it from a position of humility and almost kind of discarding all the musical knowledge I have that's useful in the pop space and, making soul music, and just relying on the science and just that basic human instinct of, creating what is relaxing, what gets people off to sleep. So, yeah, I think it was a matter of just starting it, with a blank slate as opposed to, my usual approach to putting together a piece.
And of course, the important part here as well, not only the beats per minute, but also being at least 5 minutes long as well to really aid relaxation. So this is almost the extended mix. In the olden days, this has been the 12-inch.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And that 5 minutes is to do with something known as the entrainment principle. And basically what that means is that after several minutes of us listening to a particular rhythm, so in this case, it was a heartbeat at 50 BPM, what happens is it helps to slow the heart rate down, slow the brain waves into a more relaxed state, slow breathing. And so it was really important that the piece was at least 5 minutes long for that reason.
And with the undulating textures as well, this is a part of the sound therapy.
Well, yes, absolutely. It's a sort of a more musical version. So in normal, let's say, sound therapy, when you're going to have a session that may be being, say, a gong bath where you're immersed in the sound of the gong for 20 to 30 minutes, we use the overlapping textures of maybe more than one gong to kind of create this lovely, rich harmonic structure. Now, we did use some traditional instruments in this piece. We used Himalayan singing bowls, but we sort of created, I mean, obviously Sillkey will tell you more about the musical side of things, but he wove together all these undulating textures to create that sound bath effect.
Yeah, so Sillkey, we've got an ethereal soundscape here. How did you create these actual noises? How did it come together to be so melodic?
So, I mean, we used, for the foundation of it, we used the heartbeats, at 50 BPM and kind of used that as a foundation to build everything on top of it. The water sounds, the majority of it it's just ambient soundscape. Melodically, we kept it very sparse. We mainly used like the first, the fourth, and the fifth, and the perfect cadences. So it wasn't too major, it wasn't too minory. It was kind of open in a way that wouldn't engage the mind too much. And then it was just a matter of almost going through it like a listener and just feeling out what was needed at certain parts as if we were going through the journey as the listener.
Well, we'll take a little listen to this now. Obviously, please, people, do not fall asleep at this moment. But where do we go for more information on the track itself to be able to share it with our friends and family?
Yeah, so to find the piece, you can go to whichever streaming platform you use, whether that be Spotify or Apple, etc. Search Sillkey, Sillkey, Drift, featuring Liz Cooper, that's Lyz, and let us know how you get on.
Okay, it'd be great to get some feedback on that one. See how you do with sleep. If you fancy a little rest now, take a listen. But for now, Sillkey and Liz Cooper, thank you both for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us, Jason.
Bye-bye.
That's a lot for this week. Thank you so much for joining me back with episode 722 next week. I'll see you then. Ta-ra for now.
Goodbye from the milk bar. 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 Yeah. Goodbye from the milk bar.